obviously I already have one side of my face done just to save time because this took a long time. Okay, the first thing we're going to be starting with is our CC Beauty 12 Flash color case, and this is basically just body paint. And we're gonna be starting with that teal in the palette. I'm gonna be using a small brush just to paint this on, just because I don't have a brush that really fits in this palette very well, and I don't want to scoop some out because I'm being stingy. So I'm just gonna paint this pretty much everywhere. I did avoid my eye area just because we are going to be putting black in that area, obviously. And I avoided my mouth because we're gonna do that last. A very important step is you have to set this. The first time I did this makeup, I didn't set it and I ended up taking it all off and crying. I literally cried for an hour. Set the makeup, just set it. I'm gonna be using my Ben Nye neutral set, and this is just a colorless powder. Now I don't really have a fluffy brush I can use for this step, so I'm gonna be taking this e.l.f. flat brush and dipping into that colorless powder and setting it. It's okay if it looks a little blotchy, it don't really matter. This is going everywhere. Okay, once that is all set, we are gonna start shading. For most of the eyeshadows I'm going to be using the BH Cosmetics Take Me Back to Brazil palette. And I'm just going to be taking this like angled fluffy brush. I don't really know what to call this. And we're going to be dipping into basically any of those deeper blues. I'm probably gonna be using like a mix of, I'm going to be using a mix of these two. And basically what you're gonna wanna do is go all around the hairline. And you want to make sure you get the temple really well. Like over here, you see that it's very shaded. I'm just going to be using like getting a pretty good circle right here. I'm going to be blending that down because we are going to be going over the blue with some black. This is just kind of creating that shadow and dimension. Make sure you get it in the hairline if you can. I'm washing my hair tonight, so I'm not that concerned. Now we're going to carve out this area. And I'm gonna be using the tip of the brush to do this. Dark blue, and you're gonna start right where you would normally contour, and you're gonna end it right about here, and then you're gonna go up with it. Doesn't have to be perfect, obviously. And you're also gonna go like this with it. And that's just gonna form where your teeth go. And we're gonna obviously be going over with black with this too. And then you're gonna wanna connect it to the temple. And then also go along the jawline. We'll blend out the neck later because I'm gonna be doing a chest piece, so just whatever. Okay, now I'm going to really intensify this area and make it darker. You can take this area pretty far down. You just have to leave like a little bit of room for this little guy. And I'm gonna go ahead and connect these two. Also, please make sure you have a lot of paper towel on hand because you're gonna need it. Okay, now we're going to be going in to the black in the palette. And I'm grabbing a smaller fluffy brush and dipping into the black, and we're just gonna basically go over the blue, but only on the outer edges and kind of blending it in. And because I lost a little bit of the blue, I'm gonna just go over it with just a little bit of dark blue. Now I'm gonna move on to the brows. If you guys want to see my brow routine, I will link it below, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it off camera and then I will be right back. Okay, now we're gonna move on to the eyes. I'm gonna be taking that small fluffy brush that we used before and going into the black. And I'm gonna kind of be creating like a V right here. And then filling that in, bringing it into the crease. And we're gonna leave the lid area kind of blank. And I'm just going to be packing this in and taking that weird angled brush again and some of that darker blue and running it over the black and into the eye socket. You know, this is how the skeletons wear their makeup. And blending it up to the brow bone too. And then I'm just gonna go back in with some black, because black can get muddy really quickly, unfortunately. I'm gonna go in some lighter blue and dust this over the brow bone as well. I'm gonna be dipping back into that teal face paint and our little not fluffy brush, detail brush. We're going to be painting the lid, going up above the crease. Then I'm gonna be taking some of that lighter blue right here and setting the lid. Then I'm gonna take some of that darker blue and pop it right in the middle, just so there's not such a harsh line. There we go, the eyes are pretty simple. I didn't wanna go too crazy on them. I'm gonna be taking a small detail brush, going back into our body paint palette and taking the black in the palette. And I'm just going to be pretty much carving out a half circle of where our eye socket or whatever would be. And then I'm going to also do the brow. Or not the brow, but you know what I mean. And I'm gonna kind of do this little guy to make it look angry. That doesn't match. And then connecting it on this side, but I'm not really gonna connect it on this side. And then filling in the bottom with black face paint. I am gonna leave a little line right here for this neon stripe. And then I'm going to also leave almost a little bit for the inner corner color. I'm also going to be taking the IT Cosmetics No Tug Waterproof Anti-Aging Gel Eyeliner and popping this right in my waterline. Then I'm going to be going in again with the black in the palette from the Take Me Back to Brazil and set this. I'm going to be taking more of that dark blue color and running it right underneath the eye socket. Then taking a little bit more of that blue face paint, I'm going to be painting the inner corner with this. And do the little wingy guy right here. And then setting that with the light blue in the palette. Basically, any body paint you put on yourself, you're gonna need to set. Okay, moving on to the nose. I made sure to save this for last. And I'm going to be painting the nose with that teal body paint color. And then I'm actually gonna be taking the translucent powder and setting that. And with the black face paint, I'm just gonna be doing that little skeleton nose. It has the 2 points right here. I'm gonna be drawing a V. And then down. And you guessed it, we're gonna set it. I'm sorry if you can hear my cat snoring. He's sleeping like right next to me. So I got the new iPhone XS and it actually still recognizes me when I look like this. It's creepy. It's kind of cool though. He's just gonna sit here while we do this. You have to sit still. Now I'm gonna be taking a little bit more of that dark blue and running that lightly over the edges of the nose. And I'm gonna go ahead and blend out that brow we did. Not brow, whatever it is, dude, I don't know. Eye socket thing. Now we're gonna move on to the teeth. For the teeth, I'm gonna be going back in with our IT Cosmetics liner and just drawing out this line and connecting it right over here. Now I'm gonna start creating teeth marks. I mark the first one right at the edge of my mouth and then I just keep going. Now for my lips, I'm gonna go ahead and paint them blue. And setting that with our translucent powder. Yep, that's some dry lips. And I'm going to also create the teeth lines on my lips, but I'm gonna start like right in the middle. Do you guys ever get the office lines like stuck in your head in like certain life events? Like right now, I'm thinking about like skulls and then like that connected to hell, and then I thought about that Dwight line when he's like, "Welcome to hell. Check-in time's now. Check-out time is never." I don't know, it's in my head and I can't stop thinking about it. The teeth is probably the most time-consuming part. I won't lie to you. We're gonna take our small detail brush and dip back into our blue face paint, and I'm pretty much gonna create the teeth. For the teeth, basically what you're gonna wanna do is, I'm gonna show you on one of the front ones. You're going to make like a little square and then kind of triangle it up. Okay, Face ID officially doesn't recognize me. For the white, I'm gonna be using two different brushes, one to paint it and one to set it. So I'm going to be going in with the white face paint in the palette, and the BH Cosmetics has a white, but they're both kind of shimmery. Like both of these whites right here are fairly shimmery. So I'm actually just gonna be using a white eyeshadow that I just have in a random palette. I'm actually gonna be setting it with the translucent powder that we used earlier. I don't know why, it just works better. It just helps pack on the powder and it doesn't blend in with the blue as much. Okay, now that the teeth are done, I'm gonna go back in with the eyeliner and kind of define this area a little more. So we're just going to be, and then taking a little more black and kind of blending that out. And I'm also gonna be running a little bit more black down here. I'm gonna go back in with that teal, and I'm basically gonna be putting it right above some of these black areas and right below it where we're gonna create that neon effect. And then setting that with the light blue eyeshadow. I almost forgot about the nose. We're just gonna be putting a little dot of the blue right here, and also in the center of the nose. Now I'm gonna go over with eyeliner again in between the teeth just to darken it. So now I'm gonna be going back in with that white body paint, and we're just going to be going over the blue, what we just did. And then also some right here. And some right there. And don't forget to set it. I'm just using the white translucent powder again. And really setting this, especially if you're gonna actually wear this out on Halloween. You need to make sure this is extra set. I'm just gonna be taking this random brush and just dusting off the excess. Okay, and that is pretty much the face done. I'm gonna go ahead and apply my lashes off camera. I am using my favorite pair of lashes. They are the Allure number 126, but I will be right back. Okay, for the chest piece, I'm basically gonna be carving out my décolleté. So I'm gonna like put these down. So doing this, and then I'm using my eyeliner, by the way. Doing one of these guys. And then you're gonna do 3 squares on this side and 3 squares on this side. And then we're gonna pretty much fill that entire area in with black face paint. Okay, so my camera died, but I just went in between the black and filled it with that blue paint color, so it wasn't gonna be that interesting to watch anyways. And now we're gonna finish off the chest piece. I'm gonna go ahead and take that darker blue and the Take Me Back to Brazil palette. I'm just gonna shade around the black. Then I'm also gonna go under the jawline. I did set the entire chest piece with translucent powder. Like between every step I set it. I'm gonna go back in with that teal face paint and I'm basically gonna highlight above the squares, in the middle of the collarbone, and little half circles around here. And then going ahead and just setting that. Now for the last step, oh, it's gonna be so sad. Oh, by the way, I did add some black in between my lips. I noticed something was missing. I figured it out, it was that. So wait, just gonna center the one. And that is the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, and if you want to see more Halloween tutorials, please hit that subscribe button. If you really liked this look, give it a thumbs up for me. I cannot take myself seriously looking in the viewfinder like this. But yeah, anyways, I had a lot of fun filming this, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, loves.